And we're back. Okay. I wonder if she's actually at the back today. There's the goat. Oh, there she is.
Marine. Good morning, Elise.
Have you completely lost your wits, Rosemarine? Last night in the woods, what were you thinking saying?
I'm sorry.
I wasn't... You weren't yourself, Rosemarine. What do you mean?
Out with it!
Oh, don't give me that now.
Oh, but I...
No, Elise, I didn't even step foot in the woods. You were with me the entire time, Rosemarine. No, I wasn't. I couldn't follow you to the woods. The trees blocked my path. You went on ahead, no matter how much I called for you, and I did wait for you, but you never came for me. If that wasn't Rosemarine, then who in the Lord's name?
Are you alright, Elise?
You look a little... You can talk to me. You don't have to keep it all to yourself.
You know, I
had a dream about you. It was...
Elise!
I saw you and your grandmother, and... I felt like I was seeing your... My path to finding you in Kieferberg.
It's fate.
Oh, Elise. Yeah, what she says. Fate, you say? You still don't believe it, do you? Hard not to after last night. Oh, did you get it? Huh? Why, the testament, Elise.
Now that you mention...
Yes, those crows, I was offered a strand of my own hair, and... Oh, Elise, that's wonderful. All you need to do is prepare it to be eaten. Eaten? Remember, these gifts you're giving him, Elise. But it's... hair.
Yes.
A part of your immortal body, yes. Gifts for the host, food and drink, and good company. Food, you say? The tender flesh needs to be food.
Are you alright, Elise?
You look tired. Is everything alright? I feel like I'm losing my wits, Rosemarine.
Elise.
Come now, let's head to work. Everything's falling into place, Elise. We'll see. Say, Elise. I've been wondering about that room upstairs. Granny Hall's bedroom? What about it? Wouldn't you like me to clean it as well? There's no need. I don't go in there at all. All more reason to give it a good sweeping. I haven't been in this since she passed, you see. Oh, I'm sorry, Elise. I didn't mean to. That's alright. In fact, I don't even have the key anymore. I left it out the day she passed, and I don't know where I put it. I understand, Elise. What happened to that key? I myself may have thrown it into the peaks. Or possibly in a well. Remember, they still got that fish key that we gotta use. I think we checked the tapestry last time, but I'm gonna check it again. Yep. Alright, so if I remember, we need to give, what's-her-face the bread thing. Expensive bread thingy. I've got to work at least twice today. So we'll be going down Leb's path. Well, we're committing to Leb now. Leb Cohen. Oh, good, they're here. Oh, there's so many crows.
What is this?
What are the crows doing here?
Are you alright, Elise?
This can't be good. I'd best hurry. Something I say is worth warning about, Rosemarine. Is how Flock lost his eye, wouldn't you say? Oh, I've always wondered about that. I suppose he must have gotten injured, or could have been a branch, or he might have fallen, perhaps? Doesn't seem like he's in pain, at least. Oh, how I wish I could talk to him. So many questions. Such as, why you followed me, firstly? Your hat's made of hay, that's my best guess. Oh, and I'd ask him his name, too. Isn't it Flock? I was the one that thought of that. It's not really his name. He's a goat, Rosemarine. Oh, but he still has his own character, Elise. We're done wondering about useless things, Rosemarine. Oh, but it's so much fun, isn't it? Alright. Actually, I want to check. How much suspicion have I got? How much? That's this one, isn't it? Okay, so we've got no suspicion, as far as I can see. Yep. Oh, good. Need that after last night. Kitties! Oh, there you are. The book can ask me to warn you two. What happened, Granny Gretel? Oh, poor Apfel struck a dreadful fever. Lebku and Elizabeth were up all night looking after him. Is he alright? Seems so, but after a high fever. I wouldn't want him frolicking about too much. Where is he now, Granny Gretel? In church, I believe. Lebku said Father Hans intends to keep watch over him today. Father Hans? Oh, it's one thing after another here in Kieferberg, isn't it? I don't think I have any dollars, do I? Nope, not a single dollar. A lot of crows.
What in the Lord's name?
What's all this? I don't think I've seen so many crows at once. Come on, Rosemarine, we've got to find out what's going on. We'll be scraping up bird poop off the roofs for weeks, Elma. Oh, Elise, would you take a look at this nonsense? These crows I see. All of Kiefer is thick with the filthy things. I told everyone I've seen them yesterday, Mrs. Elma. They're a pest. Lord knows where they've come from. Oh, but they're dangerous, I'm certain. What are you saying, lass? Of course they are. You best talk some sense into your cousin, Elise. She's clearly not all there, poor lass. Alright, let's go, Rosemary. Yes. Oh. You smell awful. Many blemished, discolored, and wrinkled apples wait to be fed to the livestock. Nope, you can't pet the dog. I think they almost finished with that maypole, but it's looking a bit familiar there. Yeah, I was worried about the crops. Seems to be okay. You just whining about it, Jacob. It's a no. But Granny! What's wrong, Mrs. Mullen? It's Apfel, lass. He came down with a fever last night. I've heard, yes. Do you know if he's feeling better, Mrs. Mullen? He is. It seems the fever's gone in the morning, but... the Cohen said the poor lad was delirious. Oh, please let me go see him, Granny. Absolutely not, Jacob, and that's final. Where is he now, Miss Mullen? In church, I've heard. Oh, I could go wait for him by the fountain. Wait for your father to come back, Jacob. I wouldn't want you to eat these birds mercy either. But Granny... This also goes for you too. Don't go near those crows, you hear? Oh, but have they hurt anyone? Lord knows they could. I should have believed you last night, Elise. I suppose not that it would have prevented anything, though. Oh, the dreadful things are everywhere. They've been circling the windmill all morning, you see. The lads are still up there trying to do away with them. Circling the windmill? What for? Why, to steal our grain, Elise. These crows are a bad omen, that's for sure. I wouldn't want to lend old Knocker's notions any weight, but... we should give it some thought, I'd say. Now that's a bad omen. Yep. I'll take good care of it, Father. There's nothing to see here, Elise. You best head back to town. You were the one who foresaw these crows, weren't you, Elise? It's not as though you folks believed me when I mattered. I've said it last night, and I'll say it again. You're hiding. It matters not, old Jochen. We must focus on the matter at hand. We all had a feel of trouble last night, didn't we? We don't need any more yelling, that's for certain. Now, they didn't steal that much grain, folks. How much did they steal, Mr. Gustav? About a sack in total. We got here in time to prevent the worst. Darn birds were building a nest in the oven. I want to give it a good scrubbing later. Doesn't seem like they're keen on attacking us, at least. You've locked it up and trusted Eugene here with the key for now. I appreciate the trust. Of course, especially after yesterday's goings on. Because he was stolen from war because he has no horses to steal the grain with. Who's to stand guard here, then? Before we get into that, Bernard, there's something I'd like to say. We're all well aware of what happened last night, however. We ought to stick together, folks, from now on more than ever. You heard the man. Kieferberg is what we make of it. Don't forget that. I want to head back to the church. Apfel is feeling better, Father? That's what I'm looking into, Finn. You best go with Elise. Lebkuchen will feel you in, I'm certain. Will do, Mr. Gustav. I was wondering, Elise. Mr. Bernard said the crows were trying to make a nest in the oven. I suppose it's a cozy little look. I don't see what's so. So there's an oven in the windmill, right? There's always been an oven in the windmill, Rosemary. That's... what's your... The tender flesh, Elise. Wouldn't this be a good way to prepare it? Making bread out of it, you say? Maybe you could ask about town and see if they'll let you in.
Now that you mention
That's rather risky, Rosemary. I suppose, but I can't think of any other way either. Not if I want to find him. It's worth a try, I'd say. Alright, I'll see if I can find out. So they snuck in through the roof and stuff. When'd you realize where the crows were in the mist? A windmill is with Ludwig. Henry came about to collect some flour this morning. He was the one who gave the alert. So you've blocked it up, have you? We must keep those birds out, Elise, or they'll take all our grain. I could draw them away. Maybe you've scattered some grain elsewhere, Mr. Gustav. And the windmill could still be available, and... We've thought about that, Elise. Nobody was in favour of wasting any more grain on this. I see. You want to keep a close eye on the windmill, Elise. You can have a word with Eugene, perhaps. No, of course. A white bench sits outside, typically used by the townsfolk who keep a bag of newly milled flour. Better days will come, lad. When I'm settled and proud of, God willing. Don't make hasty decisions, Eugene. What is it, Elise? Oh, damn. I really should say it before I do these. Oh, that's sus. That's sus as heck. You're rather trusted, Mr. Eugene. But the kid in the middle, even. The last is right, Eugene. It's a shame for you to leave. Nothing I can do about that, folks. There's nothing left for me here in Kieferberg, you see? Still, I think everyone would miss you, Mr. Eugene. Please reconsider. No, I've made up my mind, but I do appreciate it, Elise. Even this key. I'll only be holding onto it till this evening. Till this evening, Mr. Eugene? It's too much responsibility, lass. Not too comfortable with it in my pocket, I must admit. Why not hand it over to someone else, then? I could take it to Mr. Gustav if you'd like. That's alright, Elise. There's no better place to keep a bed, lad. Okay. What should I just see if these two have any dialogue? Why are they circling the windmill? It's not because of the grain, that's for certain. Okay. Don't have any dialogues. Let me make a save. Okay. So I'm going to talk to Elizabeth in the church before I'll get some work open up. Ah, it's nice to see you, Elise. You've heard about Apfel, I've assumed. I only heard he was ill, but that's all. Oh, the poor lad. Can't bear looking at his little hands. And what about them, Miss Dorothea? It's best you hear it from me, Elise, so you get the real story. You've been up all night, Elizabeth. We can tell her. Apfel is fine now, as you can see, but last night I was woken by him moaning, speaking nonsense. His fever was boiling him alive. We called for Father Hans and brought him to the church, but Apfel had never been so ill. I thought I'd lose him. He wasn't all there either. Kept mumbling to himself. And then I don't know how, but his hands are injured. It's horrifying, and they were so bloody. It's as if they were pecked by something. I can't explain it. Please collect yourself, Miss Elizabeth. That's right, Miss Elizabeth. Take a deep breaths. At first I thought he'd caught the goat's sickness somehow, but it doesn't explain his hands or what happened to my goats. Oh, this is my disgrace. It's alright, Mrs. Elizabeth. We're all here for you. It's alright.
You know,
What about the goats? It must have happened while we were praying for Apfel in the church. Oh, shit. When Mrs. Elizabeth went to fetch him dry clothes, she happened upon two of her goats lying on the ground. They'd bled to death. Their tongues had been ripped out and their heads were severed too. Holy crap. Rest assured we'll help you, Mrs. Elizabeth. I shall arrange for a doctor to come as soon as possible. What am I to do with one sick goat, Father? We'll make certain you and the children don't go without, Mrs. Elizabeth. You're welcome to have supper with Finn and I any time, Elizabeth. Thank you, but I don't have the strength, Dorothea. Mrs. Dorothea will be looking after Apfel, Mrs. Elizabeth. You'd best go home and rest for the day. Of course, Father. Thank you. Come, I'll walk you and Apfel home.
I'm sorry,
This is awful, Elise. I'm going to pay them a visit later. But why the goats? Why the kid? It's one thing after another, isn't it? But first things first, I ought to figure out how I'm going to get my hands on that key. Oh, right. Food. Oh, I got a level post cell. Might as well. Because it's this one that she needs. And I gotta get my sandy up too. I might just save it here. I'm gonna check by the well. And then I'll check my jobs. The washing well, I suppose that could be it, but it's filled with water. I don't think I can do much about it right now. Interesting, there's a lot of buckets here though. I always wonder what lies beyond those hills. I'd rather look at my own well in the backyard, huh? Can't imagine having come this away with just some water. Okay, so I'm imagining someone's going to be doing some washing later. Oh, it's you. Elise, was it? Alright, looks like it's 10 more. Sure, that's all, sweetheart? Such a lovely feature. Okay. Alright. Okay, it's chickens or wood, and I think it's gonna be wood. Chickens is hard. But we'll go back and start our rounds. Any luck, Elise? No, I think I've lost it, Rosamarine. Most won't let me through it all, and Mr. Eugene won't give me the key. I see. If you could somehow prepare it in there, Elise. I know. You do have that oven in the backyard, but... That's true. Why don't we use that instead of Rosamarine? No, I said the screws were trying to tell you something, Elise. Like gathering in the windmill, huh? They're urging you to do it, that's for certain. I don't think there's anything else I can do, Rosamarine. Okay. Is everything alright, Mrs. Marley? Oh, Elise. It's so horrifying. To think this would happen to Elizabeth of all people. We're all... Oh, I'm having a moment. Hang on. All on her own, with 2 children too. Oh, I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I haven't seen Green all morning. I had a word with Mrs. Elizabeth earlier this morning. Green was in tears. Couldn't bear the sight. Seems they're going to be in class with Dorothea and Locuan. I'll see what I can do for them this afternoon. Even if it's just keeping them company or entertaining Grune. Oh, I only hope none of this misfortune gets sent my way. Oh. Ah, there you are, Elise. You seem troubled, Mr. Ludwig. Oh, look, Kieferberg's troubled, lass. Now, can you do me a favour? Bertha and I are thinking of spending a week in Primaldorf after a festival. In Primaldorf, Mr. Ludwig? My daughter has been insisting that we visit, you see. Seeing our grandchildren would be good for Bertha, too. Why don't you visit more often, Mr. Ludwig? It's such a long way to Primaldorf. It's really not that far away. Do me a favour, will you, Elise? Go ask Finn if he can look after my cabbages for some away. My cabbages?! Your cabbages, Mr. Ludwig. They need daily tending to, and these crows aren't helping. But tell him he can't simply beat them with a hoe, you hear? Why would we do such a thing? Young lads are lazy, that's why. You must be a wood chopping guy. Not them. Is it one of them? I gotta believe you last night, Elise. That's alright, Mr. Gustav. I know I caught folks off guard. Oh, they are Bernard. Do you wonder where these crows came from, though? Elise, I was hoping to have a word about Lepuin. Hear that last a piece of your very soul, Elise. What do you mean, Mr. Gustav? The poor lass stood up for you against Father Hans and old Jochen all evening. Yes, I know. You'd have been for a real earful if you had not been purred. Lepuin's a friend to keep, Elise. Don't take her for granted. I don't, Mr. Gustav. No joking, huh? He's been rather vocal about these crows, too. Everything will be fine, folks. You'll see. Is it you? Say, Mr. Finn, I was talking to Mr. Ludwig and... Not the cabbages. Huh? He asked you to ask me to look after his cabbages. I know all about it, lass. He's losing his mind. What? That man is obsessed with his cabbages. He's been hounding me about them ever since yesterday. Well, alright, but what do I tell him, Mr. Finn? I'll do it. Whatever it takes to stop hearing about these wretched cabbages. Ludwig, I hope you have a sanity item on you. Please. You're beginning to use them, certain. Mr. Finn said to leave it to him, Mr. Ludwig. Atta go, Elise. I'm not the one looking after your cabbages, Mr. Ludwig. You still did me a favour, didn't you? For your trouble. Sausages! You didn't have to, Mr. Ludwig, but thank you. I best kill both our cabbages will be in good hands. Sausages! I should put Freya. Just gonna take the main town. Oh, I haven't had a proper night's sleep since Friday. Elise here's been sleeping like an angel, I'd wager. Missing me first thing in the morning, are you, Mrs. Bertha? There's hardly need to threaten folks like that, Elise. How is this a threat, Mrs. Elmer? You can tell us, Elise, there's no harm. You don't say that. You were the only one that knew about these crows. Why is that? Mrs. Bertha taking a liking to teasing us, Mrs. Oderly. I suppose. Truly, Bertha, this isn't the time. Why, I'm not teasing anyone. This is a legitimate question. Doesn't matter who saw them first, Bertha. What matters is that they're here, and they're not leaving no matter what we do. This is an omen, that's what this is. Come now, Mrs. Oderly, let's get you home. Yeah, I didn't think, I'm the witch would be a good... Oh, there she is. Didn't notice her from behind. Oh, can't Saturday come any sooner? This week has brought us nothing but trouble. All these crows about town, too. We ought to have believed you yesterday, Elise. Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore, Mrs. Ariani. All this keeping in good spirits is the festival, if I'm honest. You've heard about Apfel, Elise. The poor boy. I'll ask Mrs. Elizabeth what I can do for her later. She hasn't had the time to look after herself, I'd wager. Oh, I can't bring myself to smile on days like these. That reminds me, Henrik's spending the night out there. Because of the crows, isn't it? Together with Eugene, I heard. Poor lad hasn't any time to come to terms with what happened yesterday. Eugene will be gone by Sunday, you can mark my words. This is Wilma. Alright. I think that's everything. I haven't seen What's-Her-Face. Muffy. Don't know if it's a good thing, though. Should I talk to these two? Oh, yes, I did. Guido. Ah, you're just who I need, Elise. Is there anything I can help with, Mr. Guido? I don't have time to chop wood for the fireplace today, you see. I'll do it for you. We'll be on patrol, Mr. Guido. Standing guard by the windmill, lass. Someone has to keep those wretched crows out of the green. Yes, I better do it. Alright, I haven't done this one in a little while. Okay, it's E and R, so E chopped, R reject. Ah! Damn it! Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate. Dang it. Ah! I probably didn't do a great job there. B. I'll be back with a better score. That's better. Oh, I can try again now. Nah. It's good. Ah, aren't you godsend? Here you go, Elise, for your time. Nice. Thank you, Miss Guido.